how you doing? Well, I thought I'd share this with you. This car has been around here for a long time. I modeled it after a black and white photo I found in the NASCAR Chronicle. And at the time, I didn't have any colorized photos, so I was just guessing. So I went with green and black. The colorized photos show orange, but it is what it is. I'm not going to change it. And it really started something here with the old Fords, as you can see. So, got a few things I've done to it to update it and get it back to running form, so to speak. And it's been fun to do. So, I'll share with you just a few things to improve the fitment of the insert in the wheel. I like to take my file and just go around, get a nice, clean, flush outer rim, like that, just going around. You can do it with plastic too. Then when you drop it in here, it really sets in there nice. Right down in there. I like that. All right, just a quickie. We know that when you're gluing tires to the wheels like this, you can just push it down on a flat surface, get your tire on there, just make sure everything is flush, you're good to go. And in many cases, yeah, that's perfect. But let me offer you something else. Sometimes you might want a little bit of recess the other way. So when you have an insert like this, maybe you'd like that sidewall to be out just a little further, right? Just for that scale effect. So let's see how we do that. You've seen these paint stands before, Amazon, Hobby Lobby, and they're good at what they do. But how can they help you with the recess on the wheels and tires? Really simple. Just take a little wood screw like this and insert it here. I like to do mine right in the center, and then just adjust the height until you can drop this on top, right? And you can see that the wheel does not go all the way down. And that's a good thing. That's what we want. And you just adjust that distance accordingly. So now we have our tire, right? We'll just pretend we have our glue on there, right? And we put that down. Look at that. We're doing the same thing as we usually do, except we're not going all the way with the wheel, just right on top of that screw. And look at that. That's what you're looking for. That looks great. Just a little bit of recess. So now, when we take our insert and we drop it in, look at that. See? That little sidewall, that little bulge coming out, just nice and smooth. Just a uniform look. I just like that better. So instead of the tire pushed all the way flush with the outer edge of the wheel, you can do that. And it looks really good if you're going to use inserts like this. Anyway, hope that helps you. So we're talking about gluing tires. I'll give you another option. A couple folks have asked me about it, so we'll go over it again, but I want to caution you about this. A little goes a long way. I've seen some issues in the past where folks have talked about using this stuff and they just put too much and it makes a mess. But I'm going to cover it anyway because I do use it. Okay, Gorilla. You know this glue, right? Everybody knows about Gorilla Glue. It's a moisture activated polyurethane. Okay, that means you have to use a little bit of water to get it to work. And it's an expanding adhesive. Okay, this is an example of the adhesive after it dries. It expands. So what I'm going to show you is just the before is I'll just put a little bit of water here, okay, just a little bit, and this is just the amount that I put there, okay, and this is going to expand. You need to know that before you start using it on your wheels and tires. So I'll show you this. This is smooth bore wheel. It's the only time that I use this adhesive. I don't use it on the ribbed wheels, only on the smooth bore, okay? And also, when you buy the tires, you'll notice with the Paul gauge, 2612-0. 0 means that there is no rib. So here's a cutaway view of the tire. And you can see here that it's solid all the way through. Paul has filled it in. See there? So it's 100% contact all the way across the wheel. So when you glue them on, when you put them on, the zeros, they have no rib, and they go in, and it's a great fit. So now we're going to go back to the glue. Okay? What you're going to do is you're going to take a little bit of water after you've cleaned the wheel. Okay? You've cleaned it. You got it ready. I can recommend some very heavy grit sandpaper and go over your wheel like this and just score the surface, because it gives the adhesive a little bit more to bite to. So there you go, just a Q-tip, a little bit of water, right? We have the moisture part. Now for the glue, okay? Again, a little goes a long way. All right, you can see that I'm just going right here on the outside edge. Okay, that's it. That's how little we're doing. A little toothpick going around here. See that? Trust me, it's all you need. So here we go. I'm using this side's tire here, and on it goes. Right? We're solid. Now the one good thing about this is it does give you time to work. So you're going to make sure that it's straight. Yep, we're good to go. Now I'm going to do the other side. Let's do it again. Okay? First of all, make sure our wheel is clean. Give it a little sanding. Rough sandpaper. Don't go crazy. You're just cleaning and scoring the surface. Then Q-tip, a little bit of water. There it is. See it? Just doing that. Making sure the water's there. And now, again, a little bit goes a long way. Okay? We're just going to do a little bit. Not a lot. Look at that. Just a few droplets. Then we'll take our toothpick and we'll work it around just a little bit like that. Right? We're good, right? Sure we are. There's our tire. Make sure the rough side is facing in. And down we go. There we go. We are rocking and rolling. Everything's looking good. Nice and solid. We got good fitment. Yeah, that's looking good. Now we can roll them a little bit. Now, because the tires fit kind of tight on the wheel, you don't have to worry about the foam expanding them, okay? Be just fine. All right, just make sure you got it mounted all the way. We'll double check. There we go. All right. There we are. Now, while I've been talking, you'll notice here, it started to expand a little bit, right? I bumped it, but that's okay. This is what it's going to end up being. So there we are. We're good to go. Now, here in about, 30 minutes or so, we'll take a look at it up close. And in just a few minutes, you'll notice it's starting to expand. Turns white, and you can take your toothpick, see that? and you can get the excess off of there. That's why you go from the front side, let the excess come out the back. There you go. I'm just cleaning it up. See this side, same way. I just cleaned that. I left a few pieces right there, and you can pick it out. Now I will tell you, when this cures, these are on here. I guarantee it. Just remember that. This is a very, very secure way of making sure the tires don't come off the wheels. Okay? So when it comes time to take these off, it's not going to be as easy as some other adhesives, but if you absolutely have to be sure, it'll do the job. But what was it we said? A little goes a long way. Okay, just wanted to show you this. It's been about 15 minutes. You can see this expanding. I got the toothpick in here. I wanted to show you this. Okay, it is sticky. All right, it's not quite cured yet. This is the cured, but look at that. And as it expands, you can see here, as we just showed, it comes out the back side of the wheel. You pressed it on, and then you wipe the excess away, and it really does form a very, very strong bond. But as you can see, it hasn't expanded the tires. They have enough strength to resist that with the glue pen here. Okay, and now we can take these and true them up, put them on the tire machine, give them a quick true, and they'll be good to go. They run great on the old 40 Ford. We'll be showing you that soon enough. Anyway, just another option. Again, I never advocate super glue until after the tires are on the wheels, if you want to put them on the outside or the inside, but super glue doesn't give you any time to work. You want to be able to make sure that your tires are true, evenly mounted, where you want to be distance-wise. So give yourself a little time. So this stuff, yes, too much is a bad thing. So again, little goes a long way. Anyhow, hope that helps you. So a little bit more added detail if you want to. I really like this Tamiya, the panel line accent color. Most of you are familiar with that. Very thin, goes on just a little bit. Again, goes a long way. You don't need a lot, and I think it adds a lot of depth. If you want to keep going, you want more detail, you can use pencil lead, and right across the top of the lug nuts and such, you can give it that worn metal appearance, or a Sharpie does the same thing. But as far as my slot car modeling goes, I think the accent color right here, just a little bit, that's all I need. I almost forgot about doing this, but I like to isolate the axle here. I use some 8152, some 5/32 square tubing, and yes, it strengthens the front here, but it also kind of holds the lubricant, so a little bit of oil goes all the way through here, and you have minimal friction with the four sides on the axle. And then finally, it does help stop the wires from fouling, rubbing against the axle. You don't want that. So it serves several purposes. I just like to do it. You don't have to. That's just me. Anyway, I got it done after the fact. I had already painted the chassis. I'm like, wait a minute, I want to do this. Leave it to me. There we go. Got the hood button back up. Shot some paint on it. Looks pretty good there. I'm on the fence here about adding some paint on the outside on the fenders. It's kind of worn, but then again, kind of looks good that way. Scratched, scuffed up here and there. I got some headlight covers I got to put on. Some bumper work, but I don't know. I think I'm going to leave it. Anyway, there it is so far, in progress, bringing it back to life. If I haven't said it, this stuff is great. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. What a difference. You get too thick, just wipe it off with a paper towel. All right. Looking for that tie down right there. What's our rule? That's right. Never throw anything away, huh? Huh? Yep. A lot of times, just a magic marker. You don't have to paint anything, just staining it just like this. Using the markers works just as good. And hey, Harbor Freight. Nothing but the best. Looking pretty good. I ran out of flat, so I'm just using it out of the spray can. Put it on the Q-tip here. Works just like a paintbrush. Yep. Sanded all that out right there. So we have, that's right, clearance. Just about done, but I think it's looking pretty good. And for the glass, just using an old blister pack of some old wheels. You know, I'm not going to say it, so you know the deal. Anyway, just cut it out. All kinds of different shapes like these blister packs, Pepsi bottles, stuff like that. Sometimes the preformed shapes really come in handy. Anyway, just needed a small piece. Cut it, measured it, test fit it. Looks pretty good. And then glue in place, UV glue. It works great. It doesn't haze the material. Nice and clear. It doesn't hurt anything. So I just give a little bit of that. You can put some on a Q-tip or a toothpick. Get it in there if it's hard to reach, and then just give it a good zap for a few seconds, and it's in there. I think it worked out. All right. Well, here we are. And yes, talked about the color before. Just didn't have a lot of colorized photos back then. I guess orange and black, but it is what it is. I didn't see those at the time of this build, so it's going to stay the way it is. Glad to have it back. Got the new motor in there, fresh tires. Just had some rebuild to do and just kept going. Thanks to George and Dave for the motivation. But the 40 Ford, man, it's just an icon of our racing in a Ford in the time period. Have plenty of examples here. I just love these old coupes, and it runs pretty good. Nothing wrong with it at all. Now it's right there with the mix. All these others have been rebuilt. They're all tuned. Steve Stone, Brian, George, Dave, Mark. A lot of people have, over the years, have put their hands on them and rebuilt them, and here we are again. So we have another one. And at the time of the build, years ago, also did a trailer. And just scratch built it out of plastic, styrene, just plastic, old wheels and tires. Just some basswood there from Hobby Lobby. And the truck, well, that's a whole nother story. That right there, well, that's cheater built. We can talk about that again, but this is the way we brought it to the track. Just like that. And here we go. So, I know it was a little long-winded as usual, but anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. If you have any questions, comments, you know the deal. Give me a holler.